Hello there everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are unboxing and we're going to do a walkthrough with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun astrology cards to illuminate your life by Caroline Smith and John Astrop. So we've got this nice sturdy box up here, and let's see. Let the radiant sun guide your life. The powerful orb of life-giving sun has been worshipped from the time immemorial. Its regular passage across the sky was used by the ancients to predict events, and this became the astrology we know today. Now with this beautifully illustrated deck, you too can follow the sun's path across the heavens and use its light to help guide your life. The oracle has 7 suits. Each represents a significant planet as it moves through the astrological zodiac. By shuffling the deck and selecting cards, you will find guidance on any question. This fun-to-use system will shed light on all your life issues. 84 stunning and symbolic cards, 144-page illustrated guidebook, and accurate and perceptive readings. So I don't know when this thing was published, but I have had this come across my feed a number of times, and it keeps popping up. So clearly there's a reason for it. So let's give it an open here and see what it is that we're dealing with. Thank you. Goodbye. All right, now let's see. Okay, so we have the box is like a drawer, if I can get it out without hitting my camera. There we go. Okay, all right. So nice and sturdy. So a little bit of a protective cover there for the bookcase. Put that out of the way. All right. So let's start with the book before we get into any cards. Nice book. Have a look at this thing. That is a lot of pages. I like a nice thick book. 144 pages in there. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. So let's have a quick look through and see what we got. When was this printed? Wow, 2002. Okay, so an oldie bit of goodie. There we go. So we've got some table of contents in here. So we've got the 12 signs. We've got some planetary energies coming in there. We've got an introduction. We've got using the cards. And let's see, of the sun, so we've got a nice little intro, the language of astrology. So if you're getting into astrology, or maybe you need a little bit of a refresher, you're like, what are these symbols I keep seeing everywhere? Here you go, a little bit of a cheat sheet for you. We've got the astrological signs, and then we've got the planets and their symbols right there for you. We also have, very nice, we have a little cheat sheet of what the houses. So when you're, when you're perusing around and you see and someone says, well, you have a full moon in your 12th house, now you can have a little cheat sheet as to what that is. So this is the listing of the houses and what they represent. Just an overview. It doesn't look like it goes super deep there. For example, your first house, personality, self-expression, your 10th house, achievement in the world, right? Quite often associated like with your career and stuff, right? Second house with the sensory world and your money and your possessions, right? And then it shows which planet rules those houses and which sign is associated with those houses. So the first house is ruled by Mars, right? Initiation, taking action, and the sign there is Aries, right? And so the first sign of the zodiac, and it goes all the way down. So you can read some associations here. And it's probably important with this because I think, if I'm not mistaken on these cards, I think there's symbols relating back to the astrology. So you can just go back to the cheat sheet there. Doesn't go in depth, right? But just enough of like a summary, we'll call it, so that you know what you're dealing with. The 7 planets, a little bit of a summary of each one of those by the looks of it. Astro wheel. So if you've ever been anywhere, or if you've ever looked at anything that has your astro wheel on there, it just shows you the basic layout of that. It's got something on horary astrology. I cannot say that word for the life of me. All right, so there's some other things in there. It's just a kind of different, there's a number of different versions of astrology. So it just gives you one of those. We've got your 12 signs. Let's see, we'll just start with the first house. So we've got your first sign is Aries. Those are the dates. Element is fire. right? So it's a fire sign, planetary ruler, and then the gemstone associated with that as well. I never liked mine. Mine is Aquarius. I'm Aquarius sun, and mine was always garnet. Let's see what it has in here. Oh, hey, look, we've gone up in the world, and now it's sapphire. So interesting. Actually, garnet I think is associated with January, and that's when my birthday is. So yeah, so Aquarius is sapphire there, so that's a lot better. We've got the oracle cards, so it looks like there's different shapes on the cards there. So probably if you're gonna get this get these cards, probably going through the book is a little bit of a requirement. But we'll just have a quick look here. So we've got card number 1. So this is representative of the Sun in Aries. And then it gives a description of the card. So the Knight and Dragon speak for themselves. This card indicates a quality of reckless heroism and a refusal to be deterred from the battle. Okay, it's small writing there, and I don't have it close right up to my face. So anyway, so we've got everything on here, personal meaning. We've got events that may happen on that one as well. So very interesting, and it looks like they're separated into sections as well. And I think it said at the beginning of the book that has to do with the planetary influences. Yeah, we've got Saturn associated cards there. So let's see. So at the back of the book, let's see where we go. Okay. Yep, so at the back of the book, it looks like we've got some spreads. Now, I've been reading cards for about 30 years, but and I've got my own spreads, and a lot of times it's free form. But I do like it when, when decks actually come with a well thought out book and they've put in sample spreads, because to me it's a reflection on how the author suggests the best way to use some of these cards, right? Expand upon that later on. But I do like to, give these things a whirl. So we've got the Sun Year spread out there, fairly common. Sample readings in there, so, you can see how that's done. Horary reading, good Lord, I just can't say that. That's a different kind of spread, but it's got the samples in there for you. And we've got some other types of readings, so should be interesting to work through that. Anyway, so that's enough of that book, and it's actually got this nice gloss on the end there, or on the outside of it. So very nice, very nice. Now let's get into the cards, shall we? Because that's really what we're all here for. All right, so not usually a fan of these stupid inserts here in these boxes. They drive me absolutely batty. All right, so the cards are actually a little bit smaller than what I thought they would be. Fit comfortably in the palm of my hand, no problem. Let's just compare the size to a regular tarot card. There you go. Put it right on top of there so we can see it's a little bit shorter and a little bit thinner. So if you've got small hands, woohoo! Hooray to you. Okay, I know a lot of people do have problems, especially when it comes to oracle decks, because they do tend to be bigger, but they don't have to be, right? So I read a whole bunch of different oracle decks, Kipper and Lenormand and all that, and they're all very like bridge size ones. They don't need to be any bigger than that. So anyways, let's start with this side, because I see a number 1 and I see a number 7 there. So let's just do this. So we'll take this protective cover off, and we'll have a look. So let's have a look at the cardstock. The back of the deck is the Sun. There you go. A slight lamination on there. You can see a little bit of a shine, but it's actually not too heavy. So if you do any work with camera or anything like that, you do get a little bit of a reflection on there, but not too bad. They are relatively thin, but not too shabby. Cardstock is very it's a trigger point for a lot of people. Cardstock is very personal, but I find these ones, they're actually not too bad. They are bendy. Okay, so if you're really rough on your cards, you have to be a little bit more gentle on these ones. So let's flip through these and see what we've got, but these should be very easy for you to shuffle. I don't want to take them out of order at the moment, so it should be very easy for you to shuffle on there. So let's get through. Let me zoom in here a little bit, because they are a little bit smaller. There we go. All right. So we start with assertion. Got some fiery energy there. That is Aries energy there with that one. Acquisition. It's nice. Looks like a little bit of medieval. We've got like a heart up there. We've got some interesting symbology. So you could work with not just the meaning of the cards, but you could work with some of the symbology on there as well if you're an intuitive reader. We've got versatility. She looks very flexible to me. A little back breaking on there. We've got resourcefulness. Fortune. Everybody likes some fortune in their life. Okay, and we've got the sun on there. The sun and the stars all up there, so aligning for you, I suppose. This one's focusing on health. Harmony. Oops. Move that up there for you. There you go. Harmony. Endurance. Enthusiasm. That's a bright, shiny card. Sagittarian energy, by the way. There we go. Achievement. There's a lot going on in that card. All right. Idealism. Vision. Not just your eyesight itself, but also your actual visions, your third eye. And then we go into number 1 again. So these would be, it looks like the moon down there, okay? And card number 1 is Aries, right? So once you know your symbols, it looks like they're fairly easy to work with. So this is moon energy, giving you protection, and it's Aries. So you might, it may be, obviously I don't have the book open, but I would say in this particular energy, your moon has to do with your subconscious, your emotions, how you feel about things. And in this one, it's protection. So this could be saying in the Aries energy that you need to take some initiative. You need to take some sort of action to protect your energy, to protect your emotions, right? It can also say that you need to believe in yourself and be confident, because Aries is a fire sign, and Aries is, Aries doesn't worry if something's gonna, succeed or fail. Aries just goes for something. So this could be breaking through some walls of protection that you may have built. So I guess it depends, would really depend on what question you're asking, right? So we have exaltation, adaptability, friendship, appreciation, order. Someone with OCD did that card, that's for sure. It's Virgo energy right there. So we've got companionship, power, Scorpio, right? The moon, Scorpio, power, ruled by Pluto. Optimism, practicality, independence, very Aquarian. It's the moon in Aquarius. Yes, it's independent freedom. Empathy with Pisces energy. So as we keep going along, we've got restlessness, resistance, excitement, intuition, Cancerian energy, drama, Leo, caution, Virgo, down to earth, practical, cautious, influence, extremism, discovery, organization, originality, and inspiration, lust, romance. This is Venus, by the way, symbol for Venus there. Venus in Taurus, right? Yeah, a little bit of romance there. Venus gives love, gives abundance, gives new beginnings, fertility, brings us the resources that we need, can rule our money, especially Venus and Taurus. We've got flattery, birth, affair, ooh la la, discrimination, and that's it for that side. This Let's move this to the side and we'll dig into our second side of this deck here. That way. Let me just make sure you can see that again. There we go. Indecision. Ooh, secrets. Flirtation. Convention. Detachment. You gotta work. You gotta work for Aquarian energy. Submission. Now we've got impulsiveness. Defense. Decision. Quarrel. Egotism. Criticism. Choice. Revenge. Oh, no, no, no. Scorpion energy, right? That's scorpionic energy right there. Domination. Authority. Rebellion. Escape. Enterprise. Status. This is we're in the Jupiter energy now. Bluff. Speculation. Publicity. Publicity. Jupiter in Leo. Very public. Patience. Negotiation. Libra energy, right? Manipulation. Principle. Control. Innovation. Seduction. We've got risk. Without risk does not come, reward does not come without risk usually. Ostentation. Concentration. Charity. Generosity. Isolation. Oops. Devotion. Inheritance. Fulfillment. Riches. Eccentricity. Loss. And there we go. So I don't want to shuffle these at the moment, just because I'm going to do an HD walkthrough, so I kind of want to keep them in order. However, I can put them together though. So when we put them together, we'll zoom out a little bit there. Woo, there we go. So when I put them together, they are actually fairly substantial, fairly thick, okay, in there. So if you've got your small hands, you know, I would say some people do the riffle shuffle, right? Like this. It's not my preferred way because it bends the cards, it ruins them. So I don't like doing that. But that's one way for you to shuffle, and just separate the deck in half there. But you could, one of the easiest ways to shuffle is just like this, just, you know, overhand kind of thing. But you could also shuffle this way, right? Go like that and shuffle that way. But they seem fairly easy to shuffle. If it was this thick of a deck and then also big gigantic cards, then you'd probably have an issue. So, but I think this should be probably okay for most people to shuffle, regardless of your finger length or your hand size. So that is the Oracle of the Sun. Actually, you know what? Thank you. Let's choose a card at random and let's just have a look at the book. So I'm just going to go like this. And what are we going to take? We've got protection. So let's have a look. So we've got moon energy. So let me find the moon. Where's the moon? Moon, 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 moon. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Moon in Aries. There we go. So moon in Aries. So I've gone to Oops, we'll zoom you out just a little bit more. There we go. Just going to move that to the side. So I've gone to the book in the moon section. I found my card, right? All good. So a gentle mother dotes on her children. The waxing moon above with the symbol of the tiger below shows the immense instinctive protective power of the feminine side of human nature. Tiger bringing protection. There's mama bear right there and protecting children. So protection. Personal. The combination of moon and Aries indicates a powerful need to respond emotionally and immediately to a situation. This can make people with the planet sign combination quite volatile and impulsive, expressing what they feel in a direct and willful manner. But because of the fluctuating nature of the moon and the speed of action of Mars, quick flare-ups are fortunately just as quickly forgotten. The person this card describes has feelings that are strongly colored by early childhood conditioning and an intense need to protect and defend anything that represents family. Just as the moon's cycle waxes and wanes, so the moon Aries nature can be somewhat moody and changeable, fluctuating with the environment. Often the moon Arian has a strong impressionability that could indicate some psychic ability or potential for medium-like powers. There's a great deal of independence in the moon Aries combination, but if the negative side takes over, this card can describe an emotional bully. The moon Aries need for recognition could also lead to approval seeking. In a reading, this card might suggest that the questioner watch that sympathy with the other's predicament does not leave him or her vulnerable to manipulation. One could find oneself having to protect one's position. The card may indicate a link with the questioner's talent for buying property or running a business from home. Events, defensive action, maternal instinct, business enterprise, arguments over property, reluctantly moving, family upsets, or responsibility. So there you go. There's a sample of what those cards can bring you. So I'll leave that there for you guys, all right? So if you have this deck, let me know how this has been working for you. Is it helpful? Is it insightful? Is it accurate, right? What do you get out of it? And if you don't have the deck, what do you think of it, right? Leave the comments in the box down below. Always interested to hear other people's insights and opinions on these things. We all have different tastes in cards. We all have cards and divination tools that speak to us, and sometimes not everything speaks to everybody. But let me know whatever information you've got going on. So I thank you guys for watching. I'll put the link to purchase down below as well, so you don't have to go searching all over the place for it. Make it easy for you. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.